Welcome back, everybody.
So here we are again.
Joey
Here we
and
are again,
CRTOPPI.
man. A week later, and we had so many games to watch again. I mean, look at these eyes, man. They are so tired. Now, that's from getting up at 1:50 in the morning, guys. But hey, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. So we're going to go over some games that we watched.
But before we get into that, don't also forget that I'm doing the road to 4,000 watched hours. Currently, March 9th, I looked into it. I am sitting at 1641 for watched hours. I have to give a big shout out to Brandon Jensen, who
There you go,
actually went through all of my hockey playlists and watched them all. So that's greatly appreciated. I will give you 2 entries into the contest for the 4,000 watched hours, which we already know. If you don't know, so there is going to be 4 prizes. The first prize is going to be like 1,000 cards. Also, another winner will receive a blaster of 1617 Series 1. Maybe you'll find the Austin Matthews. Also, there will be a hobby box of 2324 Series 2. Little foreshadowing of what may come in Joey's first review of his game.
Yep, definitely.
And also, there is another prize, but I said I wouldn't reveal it until we hit 3,000 watched hours, but I did say that it's valued at over $1,000.
Yep.
So make sure you're watching this video because we're doing the first word scramble. So I'll be putting letters up in this corner. You guys got to unscramble them, and it'll be a hockey player. So don't comment it in the comments here. That's what I said on my email or Instagram.
Yep.
And I'll post it like right here. So please message me the answer there. And each answer will get you an entry into the 4,000 watched hour contest. And hopefully you can win one of these great prizes. All right, so I guess we should get into the weekly rewind.
Okay. You want to get into Utah versus the Blackhawks. Well, this was a surprise. Here we were talking last week about Mr. Bedard, how he was 0 for 7, had not had any points or goals. Well, okay, here we go. Schmaltz had the first goal within 56 seconds of the start of the first period. Then looks like the Blackhawks just came out running in the second because Kaiser scored his third, and the assist went to Mr. Bedard. Oh, hey, wow. How about that? Did we bring him luck? Probably. Then Kayev and Nazar scored on a penalty shot, and it was a pretty flashy goal too. It was. You have to go back and watch it. It was really cool.
What do you think of Nazar actually?
I think Nazar actually could be a very good player. I've seen a lot of what he's done lately, and he's got some good, actual skills that are impressive.
He's really strong on the puck.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm surprised he doesn't have more points because he does play well.
You're right. He does. I mean, that was his 5th goal. So let's see. We went on to the third, and the Utah Hockey Club. I wish they'd come up with a name. I really do. Good grief. That's a lot to say in just one word or one sentence. Marino got his first. Clayton Keller got his 23rd, and on a power play. And then we went into overtime. And that's when Mr. Bedard did it. He got his 17th goal 3 minutes and 10 seconds into the overtime. So he ended his drought with a glove side goal to make his 51st point of the season. It was a good game. I mean, it was pretty cool. Spencer Knight, he was in goal for the first time for the Blackhawks, and weird, he still had his Panther helmet on. I guess you can't get a good airbrusher there in Chicago.
I don't know how long does that actually take to get done, though.
It does take a bit. I mean, between the design, the painting, masking taping the mask off so you can get all the highlights on it. So I'm excited to see what kind of mask he comes up with now.
It's good to see Bedard get a point again.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm not a huge fan, but this is the kid that everybody's been following, and hopefully, his sophomore season will land on a high note.
Yeah, I was going to say for the card community, they all hope that he gets back on track.
Oh yeah, yep, me included.
Yeah, because you're a special card.
Yeah, very special card. Yes.
I know. Well, I have a few Bedards too that would like to
Mhm.
maybe sell at one point
Absolutely.
potentially, but yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah,
crazy they still
definitely.
lead the Blackhawks in points.
Yeah, I know. All right, moving on, sir. Your turn.
Oh, my turn. So now we got the Jets at the Devils. So Iafallo opened up the scoring with his 9th goal. That was the only thing that really happened in the first period. Shots were 10-7. And then second period, Morrissey scored his 10th. It was a power play goal. Then Ehlers followed that up with his 21st. Some Ehlers would look good in a Penguins jersey, I think.
Do you think? He probably would. He probably would.
So after the second, the Jets were up 3-0. The shots were 25 for the Jets, 15 for the Devils. Then finally in the third, Dawson Mercer scored his 14th. He has now played every game since coming into the NHL. So he's now played 310 games without missing one. So that's pretty incredible. Lowry scored his 13th, followed by Kyle Connor for his 33rd. Another good player who I don't think get enough credit for what he does. That's just crazy. 33 goals, and did you really even hear about it? Not really.
No.
Yeah, and then Perfetti again. So that's 3 in a row for Winnipeg there. Scores his 13th. So final shots were 35 for the Jets to 23 for the Devils, 6-1 final. Hellebuck was 22 for 23 for a save percentage of 95.7. Markstrom was 29 out of 35 for 82.9. Big game again was Ehlers. He had a goal and 2 assists for 3 points. The series now, Winnipeg is up 1-0. The next game is March 28th in Winnipeg.
All right, let's see. Next up was the Wild versus the Canucks. Wild are 4th in the Central, and Canucks are 5th in the Pacific. All right, Canucks won 3-1. Because let's see, we had scoring by Elias Pettersson, and his 12th in the first of the power play goal. That was snapped. Oh wow, snapped a scoring drought. It was a 15-game scoring drought for Mr. Peterson.
Pettersson.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. He was on a big slump. I think he hadn't scored a goal since JT Miller was traded, I believe, is what I heard.
Third period, Brock Faber scored a power play goal, his 7th goal. And Gustafsson, that was the only goal for the Wild. But in the third, Kiefer Sherwood hit his 14th to make the tiebreaker. And then Teddy Bluger hit his 7th for an empty net. The Wild were very aggressive, looked good on ice, but Kevin Lankinen, he was on fire. Of course, he saved, 1 goal, 37 saves, .974 save percentage. So he was stellar in net. And at the time, they are 1 point ahead of Calgary for the second wild card spot in the Western Conference. No Quinn Hughes. He was day-to-day, lower body injury. So hopefully he gets back soon. Obviously, the Canucks need him.
Yeah, definitely.
Just missing some scoring there. So, and Lankinen was on fire. I mean, he just looked great in net.
Yeah, Lankinen has actually impressed me this year too for the Canucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's still crazy that this week the goaltenders are still not that great. I mean, there's still some good performances, right, but overall, it's still at the end of Friday games. I'm going to start off Saturday's game with actually, speak of it, a goaltenders duel. I had the Canadians at Flames. I'm going to kind of do this backwards because not much happened in this game. So the big stars was Dustin Wolf. He stopped 26 of 26 shots for his 3rd shutout of the season, and that is the first, ranks him first in Flames history with a goaltender with 3 shutouts in his rookie year.
Wow, that's very cool. Mm-hmm. And Dustin Wolf's been impressive.
Yeah, he could almost win the Calder as well. There's so much.
Yes, definitely.
Like he is impressive in the games I've watched.
Yeah, same here. And
I mean, Calgary's not the greatest team in the world either, right?
No, but he's a standout on that team for sure.
Yeah, he is a standout for sure. And Dobish wasn't too bad either. He stopped 24 shots for a 95.8% save percentage. There was no goals in the first or the third period, so the only goal was scored by Joel Farabee on his 11th of the year. Yes. I was going to say, who's probably missing him right now?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I was surprised when they gave him up.
Yeah, and the power plays, Montreal was 0 for 2 and Calgary was 0 for 1. But yeah, it was definitely a goalie battle. Montreal, man, probably the last 10 minutes of the game, I don't think Hudson left the ice.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Dustin Wolf stood on his head for sure.
Hmm.
The face-offs, though, Montreal dominated. They were 68.4% of the face-offs that they won.
Wow.
That left
That's impressive.
yeah, so Calgary was only 31.6% of the face-off. Calgary took that series 2-1. They don't play again this year.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's the only big things that happened in Montreal in the Canadiens game.
Well, this is the game I really wanted to watch, and yeah, it didn't turn out so hot. Kraken, it was 7th place in the Pacific, beat the Flyers 4-1. It was 7th place in the Metro. Oh, started out really cool. I mean, there it is, Owen Tippett with a 19th goal and an assist by Matt Mitchkov. I was like, yes. And then it happened.
Owen Tippett must be close. Is that his like a career for him for goals, or is he done?
Actually, last year it was, and I think it was 21. I
So
think.
he's getting pretty close then.
Yes,
Again,
he is.
there's
Yes,
still
he
what
is.
20 some games to go. So I think he'll break it.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. He's been if he had been injured, I think he'd gotten a lot higher.
How
He
many
missed
games is
like
he?
5 games. I think he missed 5. So, and that was actually before the 4 Nations. So, but yeah, it was very cool. Mr. Mitchkov got benched for 9 minutes in the first. Ty Cartier scored a goal, his 4th. He was out of place. The Neers came in and scored his 15th. And then Chandler Stevenson scored his 11th shorthanded. Yeah, we let him score on a power play or when we were on power play. Rough. Montour hit his 13th in the 3rd period. Kraken scored 3 times in less than a minute 30 in the second, which is ouch. Urson was just not on it. I mean, he had allowed 4 goals, 28 saves, 0.875. Grubauer, on the other hand, who was 16, 15, and 1 going into the game, allowed 1 goal, 23 saves, and had a 96% save rate. And he robbed Mitchkov more than once, which was, just one of the things. Basically, throughout the entire game, the Flyers were out of place on defense and very not offensively alert. Passes were just all over the place, and that's how most of the Kraken goals were scored. Just poor offensive zone and neutral zone passing.
Sounds like the Penguins.
It happens. It must be a Pennsylvania thing.
It must be. They're watching too much of each other's games.
Yeah, no doubt. But that's all I had on that game.
All right, so I guess we'll move on to the Rangers at the Senators. And really only 2 things happened in the first period, and that was Soucy scoring his 4th goal for the Rangers, taking them to a 1-0 lead after the first. I think that's his first goal as the Ranger, being traded. I think he's from the Canucks.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
So also, wrong.
Also in the Canucks, or not the Canucks, in this game, Brady Tkachuk is playing in his 500th career game.
Very cool. That was awesome.
Time flies. After the first shots were 9-12 in favor of the Senators, who were down 1-0. And then right into the second, Zibanejad scores his 14th goal. And then right after that, speak of the devil, Brady Tkachuk scores his 25th goal of the year to make it 2-1. And that's the end of the second period with the Rangers up 2-1. Shots are 18-22 in favor of the Senators. So they're still outscoring the Rangers.
Yeah.
And then a whole bunch happened in the third. Rangers make it 3-1 with Panarin's 27th of the year. Man, that guy keeps going strong. He'll probably hit 30, 35 goals, I'm guessing, by the end of the season.
Yeah, probably.
And then Ottawa scores. It's Ridley Gregg scoring his 10th goal. It's his first goal in 9 games. His last goal came February 3rd against Nashville. Also to note, Claude Giroux, you'll be happy with this stat, is first in the NHL with 61.9% in the faceoff.
Incredible.
So right now the score is 3-2. Ottawa's pressing with like minutes left to go in the third, and it's Michael Amadio that scores his 7th goal of the year to tie it up, 3-3. Shots now 23-26, favor of Ottawa going in overtime. And guess who's the overtime winner? Brady Tkachuk, scoring his 26th goal. So Shesterkin was 33 for 37 with save percentage of 89.2. Again, not the greatest. Allmark was 20 for 23 with a 87% save shutout or save percentage. So again, not good goaltending. Tkachuk had 2 goals for 2 points. Had 9 shots. Stützle had an assist in the game, so he extended his point streak to 14 games. Panarin had a goal and assist for 2 points. Rangers power play was over 2. Ottawa was over 5.
Yeah.
So that was the highlights from that game. And
right.
Ottawa is on a pretty good streak right now, and I think they're going to find themselves in the playoffs.
Yeah, they'll. I think they're in the wild card spot right now.
Yes, they are. I think they're wild card number 1 right now. So now we're going to review the Blackhawks at Predators. Again, not much happened in the first period, but shots were 6-17 for the Predators after the first period.
Wow, that's God, that's a lot of offensive time.
Who was in net? Oh, it was Soderblom was in net. All right, so it was again 0-0 after the first, and then into the second, Vlasic for the Blackhawks scores his 3rd goal, and then here comes the Stamkos show. Then Stamkos on the power play scores his 19th goal. Then he scores right after his 20th goal. So this was his 100th career multi-goal game, and he also passes Mike Bossy for 23rd with 575 goals.
There's a name.
Right?
Yeah,
so
that's impressive. Yeah, that's very cool.
So after the second, now it's 2-1 for the Predators. Shots are 17-27, so they're starting to slowly even themselves out. And then Chicago thinks they have a goal by Crevier, but it is waived, no goal because of offside. So there was a little bit of review there. And then Mikheyev, who has an all right season as well, scored his 14th goal. So it is now 2-2 after the second. Shots are that's after the third. So shots are now 19-39. So Soderblom is really standing on his head.
Wow.
And so we go into overtime, and who do you think is the hero of overtime? Scoring his hat trick goal in the third of the game is Steven Stamkos for his 21st of the season. And that was his 14th career hat trick. So the goalie Soderblom was 38 for 41 with a .927 save percentage. And Noonan for the Predators was 17-19 for 89.5 save percentage. Power play, Blackhawks were over 3. Nashville was 1 for 4. Face-off percentage, Nashville was 62% of the face-offs.
Okay.
So another lopsided game. Nashville won the season series between the two, 3-1. On the power of Stamkos. 3 goals.
That's about time he did something.
So basically, it was Chicago 2, Stamkos 3.
Yeah. Yep, pretty much.
And he also ended his 13 games without a point as well.
Oh, good.
Which is hard to believe.
Yeah. Oh, I know. All right. This is the big game. Well, at least I thought it was going to start out as a big game. Leafs versus the Avs. Avs won 7-4. Started out, I thought, man, Leafs are going to get this one. I mean, come on now. Marner hit his 20th. Tavares hit his 25th. And Marner scored again to hit his 21st. And then Nushkinen. How did that happen? He scored 2 goals in the first, his 13th and his 14th. He apparently had his career high 4 points in that game. Second period rolled around, and Tavares hit his 26th. So now we've got Marner and Tavares both looking at patties, and same with Nushkinen. So here I am thinking, man, somebody's going to get one.
You have to give Marner some credit. You know something? He's 7th in the league scoring right now with like 80 points.
Yeah.
That's nothing to cry home about.
Yeah. So makes me wonder what's going to happen at the end of the season.
Mhm.
Is he going to be the highest paid player? We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah. And then, all hell breaks loose. The Avs scored 5 unanswered goals. Jonathan Drouin started in the third with his 9th. McKinnon hit his 26th, which
That guy's
broke
a
the
beast.
tie.
He's a
Yeah.
beast.
Yeah. Then Nushkinin had his hattie. So I didn't expect Nushkinin to get a hat trick, but of course it was an empty netter.
Was that his first ever, or has he had one before? Do you know? Did they say?
I'm gonna say that's probably his first ever, but I didn't look it up. That's my fault. Sorry.
No, sorry, I was just curious.
Yeah, and McCarr got the assist on the empty netter. And McKinnon then hit his 27th on an empty netter. So, let's see. I mean, Austin Matthews had 3 assists in the game, and that's
Nice.
his 56th career 3-point game. So that was pretty cool. Marner, this is leading into Marner's 5th straight 20th goal season. So yeah, Marner is something to be reckoned with. I can't imagine if he ended up on a real team.
Mm-hmm. But is he highest player quality? I don't think so.
No. I don't know that he'll. He's probably looking for a lot of money, but I'm not sure that he's going to get it.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. Let's see. Stolarz is in net for the Leafs. Allowed 5 goals, 27 saves, so .844. Here we are again talking about sub 90%. Now Mackenzie Blackwood, he didn't fare much better. He had a .810 save percentage. Now this was McKinnon's big night. He hit his 100th point, and that was his 999th career point. The Avs went into 5-0 into a 6-game homestand. Another note: Nelson and Coyle both got assists in their debut with the Avalanche. So
nice.
Kind of a big payoff right there. So it was a very exciting game. On the edge of your seat, waiting to see who was going to get that hat trick. But I enjoyed it a lot.
And it was the guy you didn't expect to get it.
Exactly. So very cool. Lots of fun.
Oh, cool. All right, so I guess we'll go into a game that was kind of okay, and that was the Islanders at the Sharks. So, yeah, but what's crazy is 11 minutes into the game, Sharks had 17 shots on net. No goals, though, of course.
No goals.
The Islanders actually started the scoring when that was Duclair with his 6th on a power play, and that was the Islanders' 2nd shot of the game.
Yeah.
And then about 5 shots later, Pajot scores his 12th. So they had 2 goals on 7 shots. So the Islanders were leading 2-0 after the first, and shots were, like I say, 8-20 for the Sharks, who were down 2-0. So now San Jose, Kovalenko scores his 6th, Celebrini with his assist, and that was on the power play. There also was a goal that was being reviewed, and a fan was trying to bribe the refs with some money to call it no goal.
I love that highlight. That was awesome.
That was awesome. But Anders Lee scores his 24th of the year, and then right after that, Boquist scores his 4th, and that was on the power play. And then Smith scores his 12th, who's been another solid rookie for the Sharks. I've actually watched. I kind of enjoy watching Smith and Celebrini play together.
Yeah, they can make a really good line.
Mm-hmm, definitely. And Toffoli, man, he looks young again. So at the end of the game, Celebrini, the score was 4-2 for the Islanders. Celebrini had 2 assists. He had 10 shots on net, power plays. They were both 2 for 4. Pajot had 3 points, a goal, and 2 assists. Final shots were 28-40 for the Sharks. Sorokin stopped 38 of 40 shots for 95% save percentage. But Georgiev was 24 for 28, which was an 85.7.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Crazy how many shots they had on that. That's insane. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good grief.
Yeah, 17 shots at the 11-minute mark.
Yeah.
Or 11 minutes in, and no goals. All right, so my next game was the debut of Mikko Rantanen. I believe it was, wasn't it? Yes, it was.
Yeah.
The Stars versus the Oilers. And that was a big game. So both Rantanen, so he debuted with the Stars, and Wallman debuted with the Oilers. But scoring first was Wyatt Johnston, with his new contract. Scored his 24th goal on the power play. And surprise, surprise, who assisted was Rupe Hintz.
Rupe.
As you remember, he was our first star last week.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Like 13 points in like 4 games or something?
Yes, it was.
Insane. But yeah, not much long after that, it was Hyman who scores his 21st. And then, again, Hyman with a second, scoring his 22nd. And Wallman assisted on that for his first point as an Oiler. And then the Edmonton Oilers score again, and that was Arvidsson scoring his 8th. Draisaitl got an assist, so he is now on a 14-point game streak, or game point streak.
Yes. And
right after the first period, it was 1-3 for the Oilers. That surprised me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Shots were 8-8. So you can just imagine that save percentage for.
Yeah.
I think Ottinger was in net at the time. So yeah, what is that? Allowing 3 goals on 8 shots.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
Not too good. And then we go into the second. Yeah. So now we go into the second, and not so good news for Dallas. So first, Lindell gets a puck to the knee. And then right after that Rupe Hintz takes a puck to the face in the second and did not return.
Yeah. Have we heard anything about that? Has he?
I haven't looked into it, to be honest with you.
Yeah. That was a brutal shot.
That's going to be a huge blow to the Stars.
Yeah,
if he doesn't come back. Man, he was on a tear.
He was. He absolutely was.
And later in the show, I have some stats for some players, and he's basically on the top. So, and then I have a what the F McDavid. So McDavid scores his 24th goal. He blows by Lyubushkin, and he scores. I tell you, Lyubushkin probably right now is still looking for his jock strap.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was he had another gear when he was going down the end on that. It was just like, holy moly, just absolutely tore through the defense.
And honestly, this is why I love doing this now, because in the past I would not watch Oiler games.
No.
But just to see his strength and speed, holy crap.
Yeah.
He started in his own end and he was gone.
Yeah, he was.
And basically, it was almost the same goal like he scored against the U.S. I think it was that backhand roof. Man, it was beautiful.
Yeah. Yep. Just amazing. No wonder he's such, performed so well over these years. I mean, it just.
So Edmonton goes up 4-1, and then Connor Brown again scores for Edmonton, scoring his 8th. And that's his first goal in 32 games. So now, at the end of 2, the Oilers are up 5-1. Shots are 15-17 for the Oilers.
Oh. When did they pull Ottinger?
They didn't.
They left him into that.
Yeah. But, I mean, it could have been good because in the third period, it's when Dallas comes on. So, Rantanen scores his 28th goal, power play goal, which we all figured would happen.
Yeah.
Then Jamie Benn scores his 16th goal, and those were 2 goals in 11 seconds. And then Dumba, this surprised me hearing this stat. This was Dumba scores a goal, his first goal of the season.
Holy crap.
His first goal in 70 games. I remember a couple years back, Tim Hortons has this kind of a game where you pick who you think's going to score, and I always pick Dumba because he was always a given to score. It was crazy to hear 70 games with
Good
double
God.
goal. But Dallas pushes on, trying to get that tying goal in the third, and they just couldn't do it. Skinner closed the door, and the final is 4-5. Shots 26-27. Should we get into some goalie stats? So Ottinger made 22 saves on 27 shots for a save percentage of 81.5%. Skinner, not much better. 21 saves on 25 shots for 84% save percentage. Power plays, Dallas was 2 for 3, so 66%, and Oilers didn't have a power play at all. That's crazy. 5 goals, no power plays.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, especially for that line.
Rantanen had a goal and assist for 2 points in his debut. Hyman had 2 goals and an assist for 3 points, and McDavid had a goal and assist, and what a goal that was. The series is tied 1-1. Next game is March 26th in Edmonton. So another crazy game.
Yeah.
High scoring.
Yeah, looking forward to that one.
No goaltending.
No.
All right. So let's go on to Sunday. Sunday.
Yes.
And we're going to start off with my Penguins. The return of Superman himself, Tristan Jarry. Man, that kills me to say. But after watching that game, Tristan Jarry stood on his head. He actually played really, really well. I was impressed. And that takes a lot because we all know he's my favorite goalie of all time.
Yeah, of all time.
But maybe the time in the AHL has served him well.
Yeah.
So in this game, Penguins at the Wild, potentially Marc-Andre Fleury's last game playing against the Penguins, which is going to be sad to see. I wish he could come back for one more year because watching him, he could go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even if it was in a limited role, 15 games or something.
Yeah.
I think he should come back for one more year and sign with the Penguins.
Retire as a Penguin. Okay.
That'd be cool. It would be cool. And we all know Pittsburgh's famous for allowing the first goal on the first shot of the game, but Tristan Jarry did not allow it, which was crazy. But Pittsburgh has 18 of 30 picks in the first 3 rounds, which is kind of cool to hear. And that's the most important things that came out of the first period because it was 0-0 after the first. But yeah, so in 2025, Pittsburgh has 11 picks, 26, they have 8, and 27, they have 11. So building for the future, which is about darn time.
Yeah.
And for 18 of them being the first 3 rounds, it's pretty huge.
Oh, God, yes.
So they need to get something. But yeah, so after the first shots were 7-10 for the Wild. So Jarry stopped 10-10 in the first. And early in the second, Pittsburgh killed a double minor. Jarry still has been solid. Which is kind of scary now is well, actually it's not scary because this is Minnesota stats. So Minnesota's penalty kill at home is 32nd. They are 65%.
Yeah, they are.
On the penalty kill.
Yeah, they are horrible.
They are horrible. Right after that, on the power play, Malkin scores his 13th of the year. I messaged Joey, and Joey's like, "Oh, that must have been an empty net." Well, surprisingly, it wasn't. So after the second, the shots are 13-20, and Jarry still has a shutout intact. And this was Pittsburgh's first lead after 2 periods since February 7th.
Oh my God! Wow.
Yep. And then now in the third, Sidney Crosby comes alive and scores his 20th goal of the season. And this was Crosby's 3rd career goal against the Flower. And you could see Crosby had a huge smile on his face.
Yeah.
Because he knew he just scored against his buddy.
I love watching them pranking each other.
Yeah, definitely. Fleury's the prankster. And then, right after that, Hartman scores his 8th of the season. And then, right after Hartman scores, Crosby, 2nd of the game, scores his 21st. It was in an empty net. And man, Brock Faber freaked out. Slaps his stick across the goalie's net and almost took out Crosby with the broken stick.
Yeah.
Because he knew he blew that one. And Pittsburgh wins 3-1. Shots were 23-31. Penguins snap a 4-game losing streak. Jarry's first win since December.
Oh, wow.
But Jarry was 29 for 30. 96.7 save percentage. Outstanding. Fleury, wasn't too bad either. 19 for 21 with a 905 save percentage. Crosby has had 2 goals. I believe he needs 14 more points to break Gretzky's point per game with 20.
All right. Well, okay, we are in Sunday now, right?
We are in Sunday. Don't miss any games now.
Who knows? Who knows? We'll see. Okay. So here I am, very excited again. Flyers are playing again. They were playing. Oh God, I can't read my handwriting. How embarrassing. Oh, anyhow, Devils won 3-1. They were, of course, the Devils are third in the Metro. So, Cody Glass, with his debut with the Penguins from Pittsburgh, scores his first goal. Well, his 5th goal, but first goal for the Devils. Eric Holla scored in the 2nd with his 6th, and Dawson Mercer scored his 15th, which was an empty netter. The only goal for the Flyers was Jamie Drysdale, and a connecting had the assist. Amazingly, Fedotov only allowed 2 goals on 20 saves for a 90% save rate.
Over 90. Barely.
Yeah, barely. Jake Allen, he allowed 1 goal, 23 saves for a .958. That snapped the Devils' 3-game losing streak.
Go Devils.
But yeah, Devils won 63% of the faceoffs in that game, which is very embarrassing when you consider the Flyers always had been good on the faceoffs. So, but yeah, disappointing. And Flyers were 27, 30, and 8 at that point, which I don't know if they're going to make anything out of it the rest of the year. I hope they do, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you need to start winning now.
Yeah.
Can't afford to take some losses at this time of year for sure.
No.
Especially being that low, right? I mean, if you're closer to the wild card spot, maybe you could lose a game or lose a point here and there. But yeah, you definitely don't want to be losing.
Count on other people to lose too. I mean, that's just how it is.
Now we're back to OV Watch 2025, where his Capitals are at home against the Kraken. So let's get crack-a-lackin'. That was horrible. Sorry.
Yeah. Ouch.
All right. So Strome is playing in his 500th career game. So this week his fate got what? 2 now? Brady Tkachuk and now Strome.
Still Strome, yep.
So, but who starts the scoring? And it's the Kraken, and that's Shane Wright scoring his 15th goal.
Wow.
And he has 12 points in the last 15 games. So he's stepping it up right now. And after the first, it's 1-0 for the Kraken. And the Kraken had 15 shots to 7. And then that's where Washington kind of comes alive. So in the second, Fairvary scores his 4th goal, 35 seconds into the period. And then Mr. 500 games, Mr. Strome scores his 19th to go up 2-1. And he has 17 points in his last 15 games.
Wow.
So getting points there.
Yeah.
But Seattle ties it right up, and that's Eberle with his 7th. And after the second, it is 2-2. Shots are 23-13 in favor of the Kraken. Now going into third, another guy who's kind of been on fire this year is Connor McMichael. He scores his 23rd goal of the year.
Yeah.
And then scoring his 33rd goal of the year and getting closer, which is his 886th goal of the year, it's Mr. Ovi. But it also makes this goal even more special. It was his 1600th point.
That's incredible.
He is the 11th player in NHL history to score 1,600 points and the 7th player with 1,600 with one team.
Yeah. Which is even more impressive, especially at this time, in this day and age. You don't see many franchise players anymore. No. They're just hop team to team. Go where the money is.
And it's his bitter rival. It's the same with him. It's Sidney Crosby. It's kind of bizarre that they've almost led the same type of career.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm glad to see it. Glad to see him stick around that long. Of course, if he breaks the record this year, he's going to retire. Well, not retire, but yeah, he'll retire and move over. He's been talking about playing in KHL
Yeah, he
or
wants to.
overseas.
Also, there was a big brouhaha happened, and there was no players on the ice because they were all in the penalty box. There was 10 total players in the penalty box, 5 for the Kraken and 5 for the Capitals.
What is the record? I'd like to know what's the record for how many players in a penalty box at one time.
Yeah, man. I remember going to a junior game in WHL. Man, I think there was only like 6 players on the actual bench, and they were all in the penalty boxes. It was just line brawl after line brawl. It was crazy. But yeah, so goaltenders, Decord stopped 20 of 23 shots for a save percentage of 87%. And Lindgren for the Capitals stopped 30 of 32 for a 93.8%. Carlson and McMichael both had 2 points each, and that Washington took that series 2-0. All right, so now we have the Stars at the Canucks. First period, see nothing. We're finding a lot of this. Not much scoring in the first periods. Shots were 7-6 in favor of the Stars. Then finally in the second, we got some scoring, and that was Thomas Harley opening up the scoring with his 12th of the year. And then right after that, Vancouver ties it with Forbort, scoring his first goal as a Canuck.
Okay.
They did some pretty nice cycling down in the corner to get the goal. And that was his first goal in 83 games. Last time was February in 2023 when he was with Bruins against Nashville.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So also, there's been a lot of players getting their first goals in quite a few games.
Yes, absolutely. That or for their new teams.
Mm-hmm. Once Vancouver made it 1-1, Dallas came back to make it 2-1, and that was Granlund scoring his 16th. And then after the second, it's 2-1 going into the third. Shots are 14-13 in favor of the Stars. Robertson scores his 28th goal of the year. He's on an 8-game point streak, scoring 8 goals, 7 assists for 15 points.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. And then rounding that off is Rantanen scoring his 29th into the empty net. So the final score for Dallas was 4-1. Shots were 19-23. DeSmith for Dallas has won now 6 games in a row. He stopped 22 of 23 shots for a 95.7 save percentage. And Lankinen, again, was in for the Canucks. He did okay, stopping 15 of 18 shots for 83.3 save percentage.
Yeah.
So Dallas has the series lead right now, 2-0. Next game is April 8th in Dallas.
So, okay. This is a matchup in the Pacific. First and third. We got the Kings. Yeah. The Knights are in first. Mm-hmm. The Kings were in third. And Anze Kopitar got his 16th to start the game off. And then Brant Clark hit his 5th. The Knights didn't score until the second period when Roy, I don't know.
Nick? Did you say Nick? It's Wah.
Yeah. Wah, okay.
Yeah.
Hit his 8th, and Thomas Hurdle hit his 25th. In the second also, Quentin Byfield hit his 14th goal, which is his third 3-game goal streak now. And Warren Fogle hit his 18th. In the third, Moore hit his 13th, and Kempe hit his 27th. And let's see, Hurdle hit his 26th on the power play. And then Brandon Saad hit his 11th. And Hurdle, with his 27th goal, Hattie, his 7th of his career. Nice. Very nice. We had Rich in goal for the Kings. He allowed 5 goals, 27 saves for a .844. Hill was in the net for the Golden Knights. He's 23, 11, and 4. Allowed 6 goals, 29 saves for 82, 83% save rate. Riley Smith played in his 900th career game. The Kings won their second straight and ended the Knights' 4-game winning streak. So Kings are starting to make a run, maybe.
I mean, they're
Hopefully
third, so not bad.
yeah, exactly. Hopefully they can toss the Knights out.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a good game. Lots of fun to watch. Nice to see that Hurdle got his Hattie, which is really
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Really cool. And Quentin Byfield's been on a roll.
Mm-hmm. Player to watch in the next few years, I think.
I think so too. I'm impressed with the kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I can say that about most of the players in the NHL.
Yeah. I don't think I've watched too many Kings games. I think you've almost watched all of them.
No, pretty close to it. Pretty close to it. So,
yeah, because I think you even had last night's game, the Kings and
yes, I did.
Capitals. Now the game of the night, the Columbus Blue Jackets at the Rangers.
You said game of the night.
Yeah, it was not the Blue Jackets. It was not the score I was thinking it was going to be. I would definitely thought the Rangers would beat the Jackets.
Yeah,
but I guess you got Jonathan Quick in net, so anything could happen.
Yeah, that's true.
He's not Jonathan Quick of 2012. Let's just put it that way.
No.
All I'll tell you right now is the save percentage was 75%.
Good Lord.
So let's start in the first, where Danforth scores his 7th goal of the year, and Columbus takes a 1-0 lead. But just right after that, Panarin, he's got goals in 5 straight games, scores his 28th to tie it 1-1. So it's 1-1 after 1. Yeah, so right into the second, Fantilli scores his 19th goal. And 26 seconds after that, Fantilli scores his 2nd goal.
Nice.
So it's 3-1 Columbus. But Rangers strike back. And Schneider scores his 4th, a shorthanded goal. But on the same shorthanded penalty kill, Kreider scores his 18th. And that's 2 goals in 42 seconds. So in this period, we've already seen 2 goals in 26 seconds, and now we see 1 in 42. And the game is tied, 3-3. And right not long after that, Olivier scores his 13th goal of the year to make it 4-3 Columbus. And then a minute 42 after that, Fabro scores his 5th. So we're now 5-3 Columbus after the second. But Columbus isn't done there. Ken Johnson scores his 21st of the year. And Rangers put in his own net. He basically grabs it and throws it in his own net. I can't remember who it was, but yeah. And then guess who scores his hat trick? Adam Fantilli with the 21st of the year. And that's his 2nd career hat trick. And the Columbus Blue Jackets railroad the Rangers 7-3.
Nice.
Tarasov for the Blue Jackets had stopped 32 of 35 shots for 91% save percentage. And as you heard earlier, Quick stopped 21 of 28 shots for a 75% save percentage.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I think it's time for Quick to hang him up there.
Yeah, I think so too.
And Rangers still have the series lead 2-1. The final game is March 15th in Columbus. And now you're finishing off Sunday.
Yes, finishing off Sunday. That would be the Ducks versus the Isles. Ducks won 4-1. Isles are 6th in the Metro, and Ducks are 6th in the Pacific.
Gauthier get a hat trick?
Huh?
Did Cutter get a hat trick?
No, Cutter did not get a hat trick.
Too bad.
He got an assist.
Oh, that's decent.
Yeah. Goals in the first by Colangelo as his 5th. And then in the second, was Hellison with his 3rd. The Isles didn't score until the 3rd. And that was Mr. Tony DeAngelo.
Oh, another player of yours.
Yeah, I'm not going to claim him. He was just a problem. And then McTavish finished, scored his 17th goal on a power play. And with 11 minutes left, the Isles pulled their goalie. Yeah, empty netter with 11 minutes left. Colangelo hit his 2nd goal tonight. It was his 6th on the year.
I was going to say, Colangelo's on fire.
Yeah, he is. So, Hogberg was in net. 3 goals, 24 saves for a .889. The Isles at this point were 4 points behind the wild card in the Metro. Dossel was in net for the Ducks, 31 saves on 32 shots. And what, 969. 15 saves in the third period alone by Lucas Dostal. So it was entertaining to watch Dostal actually.
Dostal's been pretty good too. I'm really impressed with Dostal. Well, there you have it. That's the end of Sunday.
Yep.
Now let's get into Monday's games. Only 4 on the docket.
4 games. Yes. Yay.
Yay. That was a great day of watching, but unfortunately it's not because I'm still watching 10 games from previous days. No.
Yeah.
We'll start with the Oilers at Sabres. How about that?
Okay.
And I got to say, Goat Head, I love it. I don't know. I'm a huge fan of the Goat Head jerseys. I wish they would bring them back full time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The black and white. But yeah, so opening up scoring the first is Tage Thompson. What a beast.
Mm-hmm.
Again, another reason I'm really enjoying doing this is I would never watch a Buffalo Sabres game unless they're playing the Penguins.
No.
But just his size, his skill, man, it's incredible. Scoring his 32nd. And with that first period goal, he leads the NHL with 16 first period goals by a player.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, very cool.
And basically, so Thompson came down, shot the puck on Skinner. Skinner couldn't handle the rebound, went right back to Thompson, and he just wired it right into the net. So in the second period, Darnell Nurse scores his 5th goal of the year. That kind of surprised me that Nurse is so low with goals.
Yeah,
I guess he's more of a defensive defenseman, but considering he plays a lot of the power play, Draisaitl got his 50th assist on that play. He's on a 15-game point streak now. And he's inching closer to 100 points with 97. And on that point streak, he's got 11 goals, 11 goals, 12 assists for 22 points.
Wow.
So, another elite player.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Whoever wins the Hart, they deserve it.
No, definitely.
You know, both him and McKinnon are putting on a show.
They are.
And I'm actually glad that we're watching them.
Mm-hmm.
Then Tuck scores his 25th goal, another player who's been doing decent this year. So Buffalo with a 2-1 lead. That's when Bouchard scores to his 12th with the power play goal. And that's his first power play goal this season, which is also surprising that we're this deep into the season and Bouchard's only scoring his first power play goal.
Yeah. Wow.
Right?
Yes.
And they announced on this TV that this is Buffalo's 14th season missing the playoffs.
That's rough.
That is rough. So after the second, the score is 2-2, with Edmonton leading shots 22-15. And then we get into the third period, and who's at it again? But none other than Tage Thompson, scoring his 33rd. And Josh Norris, I believe, scored his first point as a Sabre as well.
Okay, cool.
Coming over from Ottawa.
Yeah.
But yeah, Edmonton threw everything they did at the Sabres in the last few minutes of the third and just could not score that game-tying goal. And it ended 2-3 for the Sabres with shots 32-23 for the Oilers. Skinner stopped 20 of 23 shots for an 87% save increase. Wow, I'm talking work. 87% save percentage, and 6K Luukkonen stopped 32 of 34 for 94.1.
Okay.
And the big highlights was Thompson and Draisaitl with 2 points.
Yeah.
And they finished the series tied 1-1.
Okay.
The season series.
It's nice to see some bright spots in the Sabres season.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to see them have some success. I mean, 14 years is way too long.
And they've been in the league forever now.
Well, since the 70s. Well, since 1970.
Yeah. Well, I got the Red Wings and the Senators. Senators won 2-1. The Senators are 4th in the Atlantic, and the Red Wings are 5th. The first goal was scored by Perron in his 4th in the second period. 4th goal of the season. Assists per Mr. Giroux. And then we got Dylan Larkin in the 3rd for the Red Wings with his 27th. And Cousins, his 12th goal on the season, first as a Senator. Assist Mr. Brady Tkachuk. One thing that stood out to me, Dominic Shine. You've probably never heard of him.
Nope, never.
He spent 9 years in the AHL. He got his first start in that game. That just crazy. The Senators are first place in the wild card spot in the Eastern Conference. Stützle's 14-game point streak ended. Didn't get a point in that game. Let's see. Dominic Shine was in goal for the Red Wings. No, not Dominic Shine. Cam Talbot. I'm sorry. I know. Jeez. Cam Talbot was in net. 2 goals, 21 saves for 91%. This is a 6-game skid for the Red Wings at this point, which they all had been on fire just before that. Let's see. Allmark was in net for the Senators. 48 saves on 50 shots for a 98% save rate. So
I wonder when the last time the Red Wings were in the playoffs. It feels like they've been out for a long time too.
Yeah, no doubt. We'll have to look that up. You can put that up there.
Yeah.
When you're editing.
Put it that way or that way.
Put it up there. Let's see. Wow. Allmark, 8 consecutive starts. And then faced 27 shots in the second. Most by any team in any period this season. 27 shots.
And wow.
Red Wings get into the offensive zone, they just can't score. But 2-1, not bad. And again, I enjoyed watching the game. Again, seeing Senators and the Red Wings. I would never watch the Red Wings. I would watch the Senators because of Giroux, but yeah. And to be able to see some of these other players is just phenomenal. So, your second game, sir.
I know. And are you ready for an arty party?
Oh, let's go.
So we are doing the Blackhawks versus the Avalanche, and it is his first career game. He was drafted 2nd overall in 2024 behind Macklin Celebrini. It's Arty Levshinov.
Okay.
So yeah, debut tonight.
Okay.
Well, not tonight, but Monday night.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say he didn't get any points.
Okay.
He looked okay, but you can tell it's definitely the first game. And this was a pretty boring game. So these are the games you really don't want to watch. But first period, 0-0. Second period, 0-0. Shots were minimal. I didn't even write them down. But in the third period, we finally get some action, and that's Lehkonen scoring his 27th goal. That's another steady guy. Every year he's been steady. Yeah, and Natchez again with his 22nd is Kiviranta scoring his 14th and empty net goal, and guess who scores his has his 1,000 points in the NHL, and that would be Nathan MacKinnon.
Wow,
he's the 100th player to do so, and is well deserved.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, no, it's just crazy. Another player, man. It's been in the league forever. 2013.
Yeah.
I don't know where time goes.
It's hard to say.
It's great to see that he's getting success, though.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The goaltenders, Spencer Knight stopped 18-20 for a save percentage of 90%. Wedgwood stopped all 20 shots for a shutout. Power plays, Chicago was 0-4. Colorado was 0-3. Bedard did not get a point, so he's back on getting no points again. That was Colorado's 6th straight win.
Oh, my. Wow.
Yep. I don't know. They could be. I could honestly see Colorado or Dallas winning the cup this year.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Joey, you can finish us off with those make you laughs.
Yes. Actually, this was actually a decent game for them. I mean, they won 4-3 over the Utah, that other club. Let's see. So 4-3. Nylander got his 36th goal in this game with an assist by Marner on a power play. Jan Kruk got his first goal on a power play. And we move on to the second. Benoit got a goal. So in the second period, the I want to say the Utah Yeti or whatever. They tied it up. Carson hit his 6th, Maltz hit his 15th, and Hayton hit his 17th on a power play. So we went into overtime. Then we went into a shootout. And this where it got interesting. Both Matthews and Marner got shootout goals. And Clayton Keller was the only one to get a shootout goal for Utah. It broke
so
the lead. Huh?
No, go ahead. I was going to make a
Okay.
joke, but I won't.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Anyhow, but that broke a 3-game losing streak for the Leafs. Wall was in net. Stopped 31 of 34 goals for a .939. And Vejmelka didn't fare as well. 3 goals, 23 saves for a .885. But the biggest part was getting to the end of the game and watching the shootout itself. I do enjoy the shootout from time to time, but I always fear that when the Flyers get into it, it's actually. But to my surprise, Flyers have actually done very well on the shootouts this year.
My opinion on the shootout, I think it's overstayed its welcome. I think it's time for a change.
Okay.
I hate the fact that it goes to a shootout and you don't get credit for any of the goals.
That's the part I don't like. And we can get into that later.
No, damn it. No.
No. Later.
All right. Well, that's the end of Monday. So now let's go to Tuesday's games. So I guess we'll go now on to another Penguins game. They're looking to try and win 2 games in a row on the back of Tristan Jarry. Can it happen? I guess we're going to find out. So first period, Crosby opens the scoring with his 22nd goal of the year on a power play. He's getting closer to that point per game and breaking Gretzky's record. And that was the only goal of the first period. Shots were 9-4 in favor of the Knights. Oh, yeah, I didn't say they were playing the Knights, did I? No, so I guess I should say that the Penguins are playing the Golden Knights.
Yeah.
For the second time in like a couple days.
Yeah.
And then now we're into the second, and guess who scores? But it's Sid the Kid with his 23rd goal of the year. So that's back-to-back games now. He scored 2 goals.
Yep.
Maybe he can score the hat trick, but stay tuned to find out. But so that's 70 points this season for Crosby. So he has 15 seasons with at least 70 points. And that puts him on the list with behind Marcel Dion, who has 16 seasons with 70, Ron Francis with 16 seasons, Gretzky with 17, and Gordie Howe, who has 18 seasons with 70. So Mr. Crosby is in some elite company on so many different stats.
Definitely.
But yeah, so Penguins are leading 2-1. That's when Dorofeyev, who has been on fire this year as well, shoots a shot 91 miles per hour for a goal. His 25th of the year. So since January 18th, Crosby has been in 47% of the Penguins' goals.
Oh, jeez. Wow. Doesn't say much for the rest of the team, does it?
No, and in the last 5 games, he has 5 goals, 3 assists for 8 points. So he's kind of on a little streak himself. So right now, Pittsburgh's up 2-1. That's when Noah Hannafin scores his 9th goal of the game for a 2-2 tie. The goalie was pulled, and yeah. And then we go into overtime where it is not my favorite player to suit up for the Penguins, but that would be Erik Karlsson, who scores his 9th goal of the year. And yeah, that's not good with who he is and getting paid who he is.
Yeah.
Getting paid for what he's getting paid. To only have 9 goals on the year, it's kind of embarrassing, I would say.
Oh, definitely.
But the Penguins win the game 3-2, but they were definitely outshot 37-17.
Oh, wow. Ouch.
So again, just Tristan Jarry stood on his head. He stopped 35 of 37 shots for a 94.6 save percentage, where Samsonov only stopped 14 of 17 for an 82.4%.
Yeah.
Crosby and Krall had 2 points each, and they tied the season series with Vegas 1-1.
I want to skip the next one, but I won't.
Does your team lose again?
And my team loses again. They were playing the Senators. They lost 5-2. With 24 seconds into the game, Mr. Brady Tkachuk gets his 27th goal, and assisted by Giroux. here I got excited in the second period because Jamie Drysdale and Obbles, Rodrigo Obbles,
Never heard
in
of
the
them.
12th game, in his 12th game with the Flyers, got his second goal. And then it fell apart from there. Because in the second, then Clevin and Amadio got goals. That was Amadio's 8th. Then in third, Cousins, 13th, 1 point in 4 straight games since coming over from Buffalo. So that's not bad. And Pinto got his 15th on an empty netter. This was the Flyers' 5th straight home loss. Home.
Not good. Not this time of year.
No, not at this time of year. Lots of looks, but couldn't put the puck in the net. Michkov had 0 points, and it was actually the 4th straight win for the Senators. They had Fedotov in net, 4 goals allowed, 19 saves for .826. Fedotov hasn't turned out as much as we had thought he'd be.
All right, that was an exciting loss for your Flyers, but we should move on to the Canadians at the Canucks. The Canadians are fighting for a playoff spot, so let's see if they can win against the Canucks. So first 66 seconds into the game, Suzuki scores his 20th. This man has been on fire. And then right after him, Slavkovsky, another guy who's been on fire, scores his 12th of the season. And it's 2-0 after the first. Shots are 7-11 for the Canucks. Should go to the 7-11. That's a sign.
Yeah.
So now in the second, Caulfield scores his 32nd. So now after the second, it is 3-0 in favor of the Canadians. And then the Canucks, Hronek scores his 4th and Pettersson with his 13th to make it 3-2. Canucks are now pressing with little time left. They pull their goalie, and it is Mike Matheson who scores his 6th into the empty net. But Montembeault stopped 29-31 for a 93.5 save percentage. Slavkovsky had a goal and 2 assists for 3 points, and Caulfield and Suzuki both had 2 points each.
Nice.
I think Hudson was held off the scoreboard, so that's not too good for him in the rookie scoring. And Montreal took the series win 2-0 against the Knuckleheads. Right. Well, we'll just jump right into the Jackets Devils.
Yeah.
Can the Jackets keep the momentum after beating the Rangers 7-3? Well, they don't start off very well, and it's New Jersey with the first goal, and that's Nico Hischier with his 27th, and it's his 50th point of the year. And the Devils are 7-0-0 in the last 7 games and scoring first.
Mm-hmm.
So some foreshadowing maybe. So now there's another player that I've actually been pretty impressed with this year. When I was down in North Carolina, I watched the Devils and Hurricanes, and he scored a goal then. But he scores his 14th goal here, and that's Paul Cotter.
Okay.
I don't know. Would you ever think Paul Cotter and 14 goals in a season ever would be a good pair?
No.
No. But yeah. And then Jesper Bratt scores his 18th, and that's his first goal. He has 1 goal in 9 games. So, So after the first, it's Columbus zip, Devils 3. But the second period is where the Blue Jackets kind of make a run. So Olivier scores his 14th goal, and right after that, Marchenko, who's been on fire, scores his 25th. Wow. And it was a beautiful beautiful pass by Fantilli. Then I also talk about Werenski, who has 261 career assists, and that's most now in Columbus history. For defensemen.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Then Dawson Mercer scores his 18th, and now assisted by Dumoulin, whose first point is a double since the trade.
Okay. Yeah.
After the second, it is 4-2 for the Devils. In the third, Luke Hughes scores his 6th. That kind of shocked me that he only has 6 goals this year.
Yeah.
I figured he might have a few more, but what a shot. Glass got an assist, and he's kind of been on fire with the Devils. He's got 3 points in 2 games.
Yeah.
And then another guy who's also been on fire, Olivier, scores the 2nd of the game with 15. So that makes the final score Columbus 3, the Devils 5. Shots were 20 for the Blue Jackets, 28 for the Devils. Merzlikins stopped 23 of 28 for 82.1%, and Markstrom stopped 17 of 20 for an 85. So goaltenders definitely weren't on their game then either.
No.
Yeah, the power plays, Jackets were 0 for 3, Devils were 1 for 5.
Oh, wow.
So they had quite a few power plays in that game.
Yeah. Here we are with the Capitals and the Ducks. Caps win 7-4. Yeah. Talk about
Just
a high
one
scoring
second.
game. Good grief. Let's see. Strome and Protas had a goal each. Protas is his 5th multi-goal game in 37 games. Truba and Helson had goals in the first, and then they didn't have anything in the second. Because in the second, Dubois hit his 17th, Protas hit his 27th, Dowd hit his 12th, Olivier hit his 14th, and Protas got a hat trick. Empty netter, of course, but he got a hat trick. In the third, the only thing that the Ducks got was a goal from Michikov and Vetrano. Cutter Guthier did have a point, though, for the Ducks on the Michikov goal. Boo.
Yay.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. Obi had 3 points.
Holy crap.
Yeah, in that game. And so did PLD. Their winning streak was at 5 games. And the Caps scored 3 times in the final 6 minutes and 35 seconds. Logan Thompson had a 86% save rate, and Dostal didn't have a good outing.
Yeah, I guess
6
not.
goals, 6 goals, 36 saves, 86%. His record though is 19, 17, and 5. So he's kind of right, he's on the edge of being a good goalie to falling back to Flyers status.
I mean, it's hard when you're playing on the Ducks too, though, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. Ducks have a few more years before we probably see anything real good out of them.
Yeah.
Because they obviously have been rebuilding. That's it on that game.
All right. So now we have the Predators at the Sharks. And guess what? Another game where no scoring in the first period.
How about the second period?
Second period was a little better. Forsberg scores his 25th with a filthy wrister. And now he has 8 25-goal seasons. Then Stamkos scores his 22nd, which is his 577th. He now ties Mark Recchi for 22nd all-time in goals. So he ties the wrecking ball.
Yep.
So it's 2-0 after 2. Shots are 15-18 in favor of the Sharks. So again, kind of a theme going. Sharks outshoot a team but are losing.
Yeah.
And then we have Giles. He scores his first career goal. And then Colin Graff scores his second, which was the goals are 14 seconds apart. We're seeing that a lot too.
Yeah, we are.
And then Bellows scores his first of the season, and the Predators win 3-2. Shots were 19-27 in favor of the Sharks. Sorrow stopped 25-27 for a 92.6 save percentage. Gorgiev stopped 16-19 for 84.2. Forsberg had 2 points. Nashville's power play went 2 for 5.
Okay.
And Nashville took the season series 3-0.
Wow. Wouldn't have thought that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's crazy.
For Wednesday's game, the Canadiens and Kraken. And as you can see, that is the whole game right there.
Oh, my God.
So I'll try and go through this as quick as I can. Because there was a lot.
Yeah.
So Line A returns after missing the last 2 games with the flu. And so to open up the scoring was Montour with his 14th goal of the season. And he ties Vince Dunn for career goals for a defenseman. And after the first, you think, okay, there's not going to be much scoring because there's only 1-0. Shots were 5-15 for the Kraken.
Yeah.
And also, so this is Josh Anderson's 600th career game tonight. So we're now 15:37 into the second period. and the shots are 0 to 16 since the 13:08 mark of the first in favor of the Kraken.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's crazy. What happened to
Insane.
Montreal? I don't know.
Yeah.
And then so Tolvanen scores his 19th goal of the season, and then finally Montreal snaps out of it, and Laine scores his 15th goal, which is a power play. And Lane Hutson's got an assist, so that's his 50th point of this season. Larson takes out Dobish with his leg. There was no penalty. Everybody was calling for because he took his leg right to his head and knocked him out. But no call on the play. Newhook then scores his 13th goal of the year. Then after that, Slafkovsky scores his 13th goal of the year, and Hudson gets his next assist for his 51st. He's leading the rookies in points. So after the second, it is 3-2 in favor of the Canadiens. Shots are 20-28 for the Kraken, so we're going to go into the third. Slafkovsky scores, but is being reviewed for a high stick, but it is a goal. It's a good goal, and he records his 100th career point.
Cool.
And it's the second goal of the game. But then someone scores their first goal of their career for Seattle, and that's Newman. And that's the first time somebody scored a goal in their debut for the Kraken. So as you can tell, there's a lot happening in this game.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
So now, what's the score? Believe it's 4-3 in favor of the Canadiens. Seattle has a late power play. They pull their goalie. And it is Beniers scoring his 16th goal of the year to tie up the game 4-4. So guess what? This game is going to overtime. Shots are 25-35 in favor of the Kraken. Well, this overtime didn't last long because it's now a new NHL record. Montour scores 4 seconds into the overtime.
Yep. That was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Montour opened up the scoring, and he closed the scoring in this game.
Yeah.
With his 15th. Goaltenders weren't great again. Dobish was 85%, and Decord was 84%. And now Lane Hudson is the fastest D-man to 50 points in a season for the Canadiens. And he beat out Chelios.
Wow. There's a name to beat.
Mm-hmm. Habs on the power play were 1 for 2. The Kraken were 2 for 3.
Okay.
That was actually a very exciting game to watch.
Oh, I bet it was. Sounded like it was back and forth. It sounds like the Kraken had plenty of opportunities.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah. Wow.
But that's another game Montreal needed to win. They're in that hunt for that last playoff spot.
Yes, they are.
They need wins, not giving away points.
Was the Sabres versus the Red Wings. I think we know how this is going to end. The Red Wings won 7-3.
Oh, okay. Before you get into that, how do you feel about the Red Wings helmets? I think they're hideous.
Oh, no, they need to leave that one alone. That one, just throw that one out.
It reminds me of Thor. That helmet.
It does. That was kind of, surprising to see those helmets. What were they thinking? Yes, 7-3. Hey, bright point. Tage Thompson, he got his 34th.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. And that was in the first. And then Norris got his 21st in the first, his first goal since the trade to Buffalo. And
he's doing well. He's doing well.
Yes, he is. And Zach Benson hit his 10th. But of course, the Red Wings, they've been on fire off and on. Marco Kasper, DeBrincat, and Kane all had goals in the first. In the second, Tarasenko hit his 9th. Get this, in the third, Patty Kane scores again, his 17th. Marco Kasper hits his 12th, so he's already got 2 goals. And Moritz Seider hits his 7th. For the Patrick Kane had 2 goals, 3 assists. 36 years old and in his 18th season. Marco Kasper had 2 goals. DeBrincat and Larkin had 3 assists each. Mrazek won in his return to Detroit. And Tage Thompson, another bright spot for Tage Thompson, 21 points, 10 goals, 11 assists in the past 13 games.
Yeah, he's a.
He should be a star.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. He would look good in a Penguins jersey.
Yep. UPL. Oh, UPL, dude. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. 22 saves, 7 goals, 75%.
I guess he ain't no 6K. He's probably not even worth 6K.
No, not worth the 6K. Now, Mrazek, 3 goals and 23 saves for .885. So,
more horrible goaltending.
Yeah. More horrible goaltending. But at least Mrazek had the Detroit had the offense to support Mrazek in that game. So,
yeah. Let's get on to Thursday, the final day. Yay.
Yeah. Hooray.
If you made it this long through the video, give yourself a pat on the back.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
All right, so Thursday games. Do you want to start Thursday?
Sure.
Okay.
I want to start this game. I want to talk about this game. Finally. They won. Flyers won. And guess who they beat? They beat the Lightning.
I was going to say not the Penguins.
Nope. They beat the third in the Atlantic, Tampa Bay Lightning. It was pretty much 1-1 in the first. I mean, I can't say his name.
Gonzalez?
Yeah, him. Got his fourth, and Bobby Brink got his ninth. So we move on to the second. Gergensen got his second, which would be ninth, and Bobby Brink got his second of the game in the second period. That was his 10th. And Riley Paling got his 5th in the second period. Here I am thinking, we're going to get this one easy. No.
Not so fast.
Not so fast, my friend. Because former Flyer, Cam Atkinson, in the third ties it up with his 4th goal of the game, or 4th goal of the season.
Was that his first goal against the Flyers?
I don't believe so. I think he got one last year against them. So we go to a shootout. Brayden Point gets his goal for the Lightning, but thank goodness for Owen Tippett and Matt Michkov. They both scored in the shootout. This is where I want to talk about points not mattering in the shootout. Because Michkov would be at 48 points now if they would award points in the shootout itself. So, and Tippett would probably be he'd be at 29 or 20 goals now. So, again, let's see. Johansson was in net for the Lightning, 89% save rate, and Urson, who won his first game in 3 starts, 85% save rate.
That's about his norm.
Yeah, that's about his norm. This ends their 5-game winless streak. So, very happy to see the Flyers finally win again, which they need to do more often.
Yeah.
So, but that's what I have. I was glad to cover that game and be able to watch it and throw things at the TV when Cam Atkinson scored.
Yeah. Well, let's keep it in Pennsylvania and let's go to the Blues and Penguins. So, guess who's in net again? It's Tristan Jarry. He's looking to get his 3rd win in a row. Can he do it? But early in the first, hold on to your socks because guess who scores a goal? His first of the year, Ryan Graves. Miracles do happen, kids.
Yeah.
So after the first, that was the only goal. The shots were 16-5 in favor of the Blues. And I wrote down holy Jarry. So he stopped 16 of 16 shots.
Yeah.
So something's definitely clicked with him now.
Yeah.
And then now it's another newcomer scoring his first goal as a Penguin, and that's Connor Timmins, which is his 3rd goal of the season. So Penguins are leading 2-0 when Bolduc scores to make it 2-1. His 12th goal. It was a power play goal. So fun fact, Crosby is 3 points from tying Wayne Gretzky for most points with one franchise. Crosby has 1,666 points. Gretzky has 1,669. That is
Wow.
another incredible feat.
Yes, it is.
Next would be Lemieux and with 1723.
Okay.
So then now, again, another Penguin scoring his first goal with the team is Connor Dewar.
Okay.
And that's his first of the season as well. And Penguins are taking a 3-1 lead going into the third period. Shots are 17-28 in favor of St. Louis. So, again, and this is where Pittsburgh is, things are going to happen. So, start of the third, Holloway scores his 21st power play goal to make it 3-2. But right after that, Brian Rust scores his, don't know how many because they thought it was Raquel. So Rust scores a goal to make it 4-2. At that point, they pull Binnington. And in comes Joel Hofer. So Binnington wasn't doing too good, so he had 15 saves on 19 shots. So he was at a 73.9 save percentage at the time. And then Torpchenko scored for the Blues to make it close again. That's his third, and he did a coast-to-coast goal. But then right after that, Raquel scores his 30th goal.
Nice.
30 goals for, why is it? I can't think of his name.
Ricard Raquel.
Thank you, Ricard Raquel.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's been an absolute beast for the Penguins this year. I'm glad they kept him and didn't trade him away. So the final score was 5-3 for the Penguins over the Blues. Final shots, 22 for the Penguins, 36 for the Blues. So Tristan Jarry stopped 32 of 35 shots for a 91.4 save percentage.
Very nice. I'm impressed with Jarry since he came back.
Yeah, he's looked good. I have to give him credit.
Yep.
So again, remember earlier in the video where I said Penguins power play went 0 for 0? Well, again, Pittsburgh did not have a power play in this game. And the Blues were 2 for 2. So Penguins power penalty kill not so good.
No.
And so far in 66 games this year, Crosby has 72 points. For his age and where he's at, that's incredible.
Yeah. Definitely. Hey, guess what? The Leafs lost again. This is supposed to be a good one. Panthers first in the Atlantic, and Leafs second in the Atlantic. Panthers won 3-2. Bennett had his 21st in a power play in the first period. Mikko Mikkola in the second had his 5th. And guess what? Sam Bennett scores again in the third for his 22nd power play again. Tavares had his 27th, and Max Domi had his 5th in the third period. Yeah. Bob had 23 saves and 2 goals for 92%. And Stolars allowed 3 goals on 22 saves for 88%. Florida and Toronto have been separated by 2 or fewer points for 103 days. So Panthers are starting to edge away from them. There was no Kachuk, no Marchand, and of course Aaron Ekblad has been suspended. 20 games, isn't it?
Yeah, 20 games.
PEDs. So I don't know. He said it was to help get him healthy again. So I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know either. It's hard to say.
Mm-hmm.
But don't you feel like Florida getting Seth Jones?
Yep, I think so. And they knew it was coming.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, Panthers win again.
All right. Now we're going to get into those Senators. Man, another marathon game. I thought this was going to be a low-scoring game, but oh boy, yeah. So Ottawa has got 4 straight wins coming into today's game, or this game anyway. Swayman has back-to-back wins. He's got 1 goal against average and a .962 save percentage in those 2 games.
Okay.
And one shutout. But it is Ottawa. No, Ottawa's. No, I got another point here. Yeah, I'll skip that. So opening the scoring is Shane Pinto, 16 goals. The man has been on fire lately.
Yeah.
Since December 13th, he's got the most goals for the Senators, and that's 13. Or 14, sorry. Next to him is Tkachuk with 13. So he's been pretty steady lately.
Mm-hmm.
Then right after that, Clevin scores his 4th of the year. And he's got goals in back-to-back games, as you mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then scoring his first career point is off of that was Martin Paolo for the Senators.
I hadn't heard of him.
He actually played in the Four Nations Cup for Sweden, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so this was his 30th NHL game. And then Boston finally wakes up. They score as Casey Middlestat scoring his 12th of the year, and that's his first goal with the Bruins. But right after that, Drake Batherson scores his 17th power play goal, 17th goal of the season, and was on the power play. That's his first goal in 11 games. His last goal was February 4th. And then our favorite player, Ridley Gregg, Mr. Slapshot and empty net, scores his 11th. And those were 2 goals in 22 seconds.
Oh, wow.
I'm finding a lot in my games. Quick goals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
And then again, another goal in this first period. This is all in the first period.
Good grief.
Oh no, that's not a goal. Sorry, it's just Brady Tkachuk. It's a 7-game point streak.
Okay.
And then Swayman is pulled after the first period. And so the Senators have a 4-1 lead going into the second. Shots were 4-15.
Oh, geez.
In the favor of the Senators.
Wow.
So yeah, Senators are 5-0-1 in the last 6 games. Another team that's missed the playoffs is Senators. They've missed the playoffs the last 7 seasons.
Mm.
Do you remember the last time they were in the playoffs?
No.
They lost to the Penguins in the Eastern Conference Final. You okay over there?
Yeah, I'm okay.
But yeah, so now it's David Pastrnak scoring his 34th goal of the season, and the Bruins have 2 goals on 7 shots. But then we have another goal. It's Jake Batherson scoring his 2nd goal of the game and his 18th of the year. But not long after that, Boston scores another goal, and this is going to be 3 goals on 8 shots for Boston.
Oh my God!
And it is Kuznetsov scoring his third of the year and the first with the Bruins. And then what a save, Ullmark. Glove save on Lowry. Basically was so far over his net on one side, he had to go reach out with his glove on the other side, and yeah, it was a pretty great save. And after the second, the score is 5-3 in favor of the Senators. Shots? The Bruins finally got some more shots later in the second, and it's 25-17 in favor of Ottawa. So now we're getting to the third period. Late, nothing really happened. Ullmark tries to go for the empty net, but he misses wide right. Then it's Claude Giroux scoring in the empty net, scoring his 13th of the year.
Wow.
With very few seconds left, all you hear is, "We want playoffs."
Yeah.
Crowd's going wild. They know their team's getting close.
Yes.
So in the end, Swayman had 11 saves on 15 shots for a save percentage of 73.3. Korpisalo, who came in relief, stopped 15 of 16 for 39.8. Ullmark thankfully raised his save percentage, but he stopped 22 of 25 for 88%.
Oh, wow. Jeez.
Drake Batherson entered the game with 2 goals and an assist for 3 points. So that was the crazy Ottawa-Boston game.
Now we got a battle of thirds. Oilers, 3rd in the Pacific. Devils, 3rd in the Metro. And this was a kind of an interesting game. Devils won 3-2. Pesce got his 3rd for the Oilers. No, wait. I flipped it over.
Yeah, Pesce's not for the Oilers.
Yeah, I'm just writing stuff all randomly. Because Draisaitl got his 47th league-leading goal in the first. And that's good grief. I flipped it all around. Jesper Bratt got his 19th and 2 assists. Bouchard got his 13th. McDavid had 2 assists in the game.
Nice.
Yep. let's see. This was Brat's third straight 3-point game. Drysdale point streaks up to 16 games by now.
Nice.
Devils announced that Dougie Hamilton will miss the remainder of the regular season. Devils 14th comeback win of the season. So they were behind and pulled it out. This is the second straight loss for the Oilers, 8th loss in 11 games. So that's you think they're getting there with the goal leader and having McDavid on the team, and they need to figure it out before they get there.
But they're still in third place. That's crazy.
The Kings are still in third place, but
I thought you said this was a battle of thirds.
Well, it was, yes. I'm just saying later on. I mean, the King. We were talking about the Kings last week and how they were still in third. If you remember, and we're like, how?
How? That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, and so I mean that was the game, 3-2. Gustin stopped. No, that wrong game. This is getting Skinner stopped 3 goals and 19 saves for 87%.
Can you do that again? Sorry.
No, dude.
With Skinner. Okay, go.
Okay. Skinner allowed 3 goals and 19 saves for 87%. Allen, on the other hand, 31 saves, 2 goals for a 94%. So, not a bad game for the Devils there to beat the Oilers. Very cool.
All right, now the last game. Blackhawks at the Sharks. So it is the battle of Knight versus Georgiev, or Gorgiev, however you want to say his name. So starting the scoring was Smith, scoring his 13th, and Celebrini assisted. I believe that's his 49th point.
Yeah,
could be
right.
So this is a cool fact that I learned that I don't know if you knew or not, but Will Smith is the great-great-grandson of Charles Kaminsky, the owner of the original White Sox.
That's incredible. Wow. That's so cool.
Definitely. So then right after that, Colin Graff scores his 3rd goal of the game for San Jose. So they have a 2-0 lead after the first period. Shots are 6-10 in favor of the Sharks. Nazar scores his 6th goal of the season. Again, one of the players I think you and I kind of enjoy watching.
Oh, yeah.
And that was 10 seconds into the second. It was a pretty nice shot as well. But right after that, Colin Graff scores the 2nd of the game and his 4th of the season, which was on a power play. Another kind of interesting fact was Mark-Edward Vlasic leads the NHL in block shots since 2005 and 6. And that is 2,171 block shots.
And that's a lot of bruises.
Right? It's surprising that he can still stand.
Yeah.
Then Mikheyev scores his 15th goal of the season. After the second is 2-3 in favor of the Sharks. The shots are 15-17. And then halfway through the third period, Bedard gets a mysterious 10-minute misconduct for apparently abuse of the official. They watched footage over and over again. They could not find where he said anything. So that time passed. Nothing happened. Chicago pulls in goalie for an empty net to try and tie it up, but it's the youthful Tyler Toffoli scoring his 25th goal. I think he's getting younger playing with those kids.
Probably.
Yeah. So final score is 4-2 for San Jose. Shots were 26-25 for the Blackhawks. Spencer Knight stopped 21 of 24 shots for 87.5 save percentage, and Georgiev stopped 24 of 26 for 92.3. Will Smith and Colin Graff both had 2 points each. And that's the end of the games for the week. Now our 3 stars of the week. The 3rd star of the week is Steven Stamkos, who scored his hat trick, and he moved into 23rd all time. So that is our third star of the week. Our second star, Joey, is
Quentin Byfield. He's got 5 goals in 5 games. The last 5 games, he's got a goal each. So he's my second star of the week.
all right. And the surprise number 1 star of the week. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it is Tristan Jarry, who stopped 97 of 103 shots for a 94% save percentage. And like I said in the video, it was his first win since December. But he was outstanding. He was outstanding in all 3 games. So he's definitely our first star.
Yeah,
very cool. Let us know in the comments below who your 3 stars of the week would have been.
Yeah, please.
All right, so we're going to do some kind of cool facts and stuff. But since we started doing this podcast, I kind of looked at the top scoring players. So since February 22nd, Sidney Crosby has had 6 goals, 8 assists, 14 points in 11 games. So next up is Nathan MacKinnon, who had 6 goals, 9 assists for 15 points in 9 games. Like, these are some incredible points.
Yeah, they are.
Leon Draisaitl has had 7 goals, 8 assists for 15 points in 10 games. Rupe Hintz, 3 goals, 13 assists for 16 points in 8 1/4 games because he left the 1 game.
Left the 1 game early, yeah.
Yeah, so that's another crazy. But now this one here, this guy here has been on fire. In the last 9 games, he has 5 goals, 12 assists for 17 points. And that is Nick Suzuki.
Wow. That's incredible. It's amazing, but he's been a pretty good player for quite some time. He just gets overlooked.
Yeah, but I mean, like, even the beginning of the season, he wasn't doing too well, but he's really turned it on since this is all since the Four Nations Cup too.
Yeah, yep.
And I mean, like, even Crosby being in there at the age he is, and being in the names with Draisaitl, McKinnon.
Definitely.
All right, now Joey, you're gonna.
Well, I'm just gonna quickly discuss.
Enlighten us about the rookie situation.
Yeah, rookie points. Mr. Hudson's at 51 points.
Woo woo.
Yeah, I know. Celebrini is at 49. Michkov's 47, so still a tight race there. Anything can happen. And Mr.
I want to just into both Celebrini and Michkov both have 20 goals now. Yes,
they do. Yes, they do. If they had counted the one in the shootout, it wouldn't be that way. Will Smith has got 35 points. And look who's creeping up there. That little creep that plays for Anaheim. Mr. Gutter, Cutter Guthier, 32 points. So it's a very tight race. And we'll definitely see some more. I'm hoping some closer. I hope it finishes out real close. I hope it's up in the air.
Yeah.
But that's the rookie points.
Now let's go into the leaders for points for NHL overall. So in 5th place is David Pastrnak, who's got 82 points. Next in 4th is McDavid with 84 points. Kucherov is in 3rd with 92. Draisaitl with 98, and number 1 is McKinnon with 102 points.
He has had one heck of a year.
But I would like to give honorable mention to, again, Mitch Marner. I think he's like 6th or 7th, which is incredible. You really don't hear about him much.
No, you don't. You don't. You really, really don't. So, it'd be good to see who gets the Hart Trophy at the end of the year.
Definitely. And then we have the goalies. Hellebuck leads all goalies with a 1.99 goals against average. Next is Darcy Kemper with 2.23. Hellebuck also leads the NHL in save percentage with 92.7. Next behind him would be Vasilevsky with 92. And Hellebuck leads NHL in shutouts with 6. Next behind him is Vasilevsky with 4. I think he's going to win the Vezina for sure.
Yep, and he's got 38 wins on the season too. So, he's going to walk away with the Vezina again. Yeah, definitely.
So I think in next video, maybe we'll go a little deeper dive into the playoff situation.
Definitely. Yep. That's
And
much
next,
closer.
and next, we're definitely going to have a video Wednesday, definitely, because this was way
Yeah.
too long of a video. But lesson learned, we always are learning, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I have now I have like 3 hours to try and edit this down. So good luck to me.
Yeah, good luck.
A 3 hour video. Oh my.
Yeah.
Wish me luck.
Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you
Yes.
for checking it out last week. We really appreciate it. And can't wait to hear from you again. We'll see you soon.
All right. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Later.